See, I think I'm constantly visiting classrooms. I'm spending time with teachers and students in the classroom. And despite a lot of teacher training and pedagogical interventions in the class, I have continued to see that students struggle with reading. They struggle to get independent attention from the teacher. Now, in India, the classroom sizes are quite big. There are 40 children in a class. It is very tough for a teacher to be able to pay attention to everyone. So then how does every child learn to read? How does every child get personalized feedback? Was a question that we were grappling with. Similarly, if I look at math or if I look at science, how does every child understand the concept deeply? Now, these are subjects where you have to visualize for you to learn better. Just imagine a child being able to look at a 3D model of a skeleton, be able to see it, take it apart. That learning is always better. So how do we bring that to life in every classroom was a question that we were asking ourselves. And I think what has also really helped is in the last year, there has been so much of innovation that's happened with ChatGPT. So we were experimenting with AI and we said, okay, so how can we use AI to now bring some of these things and make some things happen. And at the intersection of these things, 1.5 years back, we came up with these ideas. We did some pilots internally. They were fantastic. We worked with some students and with teachers, and the first response was a lot of empowerment for them. And that's what then told us that, hey, this seems like the right direction and let's go for it. See, I think what's always fascinated me, that is what got me into the space of education, is there is so much of strong neuroscience research that's happening in the world. There is so much of good research happening on pedagogies that enable a human mind to learn at a very rapid pace, because we as humans want to be moving fast, we want to be learning new things, keeping up with the world, leading the world actually very often. And there are technologies that are now powering that. So I think it's basically been a culmination of these things where we're constantly looking at how a child learns, and ultimately whatever the teacher does in the classroom is one method in which a child can learn. But like you were saying, there is a lot of personalization needed for every child. Different children are good with different subjects, different children take different amount of time to learn, different children need different types of practice, and hence we've constantly been seeing how can we bring technologies and pedagogy that enables this personalization. And that's been, I would say, my last 12 years of work, and will continue to be my work for the next 15 or so that I live. See, I think my own experience as a school, I would say school leader and teacher, was that all children are very, very eager to learn, and they love feeling independent and successful. What was constantly breaking down for the students was that sometimes they don't come from backgrounds where there is a lot of home support. Often they are not fluent with English because they don't have English in their homes. In big cities and metros, Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore, yes, children are more used to English, but in small towns they aren't. But they're going to the same colleges with these students, with the other students, right, city students. So they just need a lot of this empowerment to come from the teacher. And as a teacher, I felt that there is just a complete lack of tools. All the tools I have is basically just a age-old textbook and then a blackboard, and those tools are not enabling me to help all my children learn. And I think I actually felt very powerless as a teacher, and one of the reasons I started LEAD and started the innovation journey was that I was very aware that if I am feeling like this, there are thousands and millions of teachers who are feeling like this. So what can I do to empower teachers? I see even our most recent release, TECHBOOK, as a big empowerment to teachers, to make every teacher a super teacher, because I think the more super teachers we have, the more empowered students are and the more they learn. I surely hope so. I surely hope so. In fact, one of the things that has pained me for quite some time has been that there is just so much of technology advancement that has happened in so many other sectors. Like, UPI is a great example of it. I see that now with, it happened with e-commerce. I see that now with quick commerce. But I don't think we have done enough for schools and universities, right? And for institutions where children are going. A lot of edtech innovation has unfortunately been understood as tuitions, online classes, test prep, everything that is a band-aid which is outside of a school. But a child is going to school every day, is going for 6 hours. Why not bring technology innovation in that classroom where the child is and where the child actually is happy and belongs? And I think there is just so much to be done there. TECHBOOK is our way of making that change. We've had multiple products in the past that we've launched to keep driving that change. TECHBOOK is one of our most recent innovations. I'm hoping that we are able to take it to many classrooms and trigger what you just said. I really wish we can. See, specifically, I would say with TECHBOOK, the impact I envisage is that it will make students more fluent with English language. They will be able to independently read and understand, which I think is very powerful for a child, because once you give them the power of a language, then they are able to unpack and learn the whole world. Similarly, I see that students will achieve much better mastery in maths and sciences. Classrooms are not places of bell curves where some students succeed and some are not succeeding and some are superstars, the classic bell curve. That's not supposed to happen in a classroom. I think classrooms are supposed to be, I call them rising tides. That is how the bar chart should be. All children should be going towards mastery, and I think this innovation will take them towards mastery. I think the three big features that really make this very different, make TECHBOOK a TECHBOOK, are ERA, that is the independent reading assistant. It is the book reads itself to the child. The child can read the book back to ERA, and ERA will correct the child if the child is making mistakes. Second one is PI, that is personalized interactive exercises. These are adaptive exercises, practice sessions for students, which takes them deeper into their learning. And what I really like about PI is that when a child makes a mistake, it helps them by giving them a hint versus just telling them whether the answer is correct or wrong, because that doesn't enable learning. Closing the feedback loop enables learning. And the third one with TECHBOOKs is RE, that is augmented reality instructor. I think this is just beautiful. It just brings all of the concepts to life in a 3D way for the student, and the student can pretty much immerse themselves and enter that world and explore that world a lot more. Whether it is the human body, it's a skeleton, it's the solar system, it is a mathematical concept of multiplication, any of these concepts, the students are going to be able to experience it and understand it in a three-dimensional way, which is very powerful to deepen learning. I think our endeavor has been to transform classrooms and keep bringing in new innovation, partner with schools to do that. I really hope that teachers love using it as much as we've loved building it, and this brings magic in the classrooms. I'm really hoping it does bring magic in the classroom.